get into it. So yeah, I'm just super excited to chat with you today. So why don't you just share with everyone, like, who the heck are you and where the heck do you live?
Well, I'm Jess Jones. I live in Columbus, Georgia. My business is called Jess Jones Boudoir. Yeah, I do. Been doing this for like a year.
Awesome. And let's see here. So what was your photography business like when you first started photography, like way back?
You name it, I probably shot it. Yeah, I was just kind of in the process of, taking any job that I could get for, $100. I was shooting weddings, I was shooting families, I was shooting probably pets, or just everything. Just trying to find what I was best at, or what I could what would pay the bills, and that wasn't happening either. So
did you do coin collections like I did?
No, I didn't.
That was some riveting stuff, I gotta tell you.
Wow. Well, I didn't do coin collections, but I did shoot some product stuff that failed miserably. It was bad. It was so boring.
So you were kind of shooting anything that would pay, which, I mean, that's where I started out, and I think, if you don't know yet what you want to specialize in, I think it is good to start out like that. So what do you think made you be like, okay, boudoir is what I want to focus on?
Well, I had kind of dabbled in it back when I was doing everything. I was kind of fortunate enough to work at a hotel where I could get hookups on hotel rooms.
Oh, nice.
So when I kind of was starting out, I had some friends come to me and want to do some sessions and keep some girls that I worked with. And so I did that, and I really did enjoy doing it because it was more creative for me. It was more like I wasn't just kind of going with the flow on a wedding day of this is whatever they, this is what they kind of came up with. Kind of the boudoir thing is something that I could put together myself and make it creative and work with the client one-on-one to make it kind of what we both envisioned, I guess. So I think the creativity of it is kind of what drew me to it more than any other genre that's kind of just snapping at an event.
Yeah, I love the creativity and just working with somebody one-on-one.
Yeah.
Is what I really, I don't know, I felt like with weddings, I found the only part that I really liked was the portraits.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why don't I just shoot portraits?
Yeah.
And I just didn't like being bossed around either. Here's my Pinterest list with all the things that I want.
Yeah, I've had that happen several times. I'm like, well, this wasn't even your wedding if you're giving me all these Pinterest ideas.
That's funny. I love it.
I mean, oh gosh, been there.
So what was one of your first boudoir shoots like? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was this girl that I used to work with at Smoothie King. She was a little older. It was one of my favorite jobs, actually. She was a little older, and she had gotten married or engaged before a lot of the other girls that were there. So she was like, hey, can you take some photos of me for my future husband? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we literally went to, so I somehow kind of knew people that worked downtown and would let me use the upstairs of the bars, because I still, you've seen my studio, so it's old and kind of rustic looking, so I always loved that style even when I was just starting. So if I could get upstairs of a grungy bar and shoot in the dust and the window light, that's where I would shoot. And that's what I did for my first boudoir session. I'm pretty sure that was my first one. We literally it was window light and a chair, and she had some I don't know, I feel like she had some scarves or some stuff that she brought.
She didn't bring any smoothies.
No.
Oh, just curious. Hashtag smoothie.
The smoothies are involved. But yeah, that was my first one. It was literally kind of, I probably did it for free, and it was just, I was just kind of practicing with a friend, and she was like, "You want to do this for me?" I was like, "Yeah, I've never done it, but sure."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have any hesitations like in your head where you like anything that you were thinking like maybe I shouldn't do this or like?
I was honestly pretty comfortable with her for being my first one, so it made it easier for me to like feel comfortable. And she had been doing Weight Watchers, and so she had lost a ton of weight, so she was, I guess, feeling pretty confident in what she was looking like. So it kind of all helped the situation, and the first one kind of was, I mean, as easy as it could have been. I mean, I've had others since that have not been as smooth, but I think that one was just like, we were just both kind of playing around, and so that's what made it like a little easier. But I have had the pressure on for some, and I'm like, or some early ones, and I'm like, should I ask her to take her clothes off? Like,
that's funny.
It was before I even like thought to do questionnaires. Like, you know, you just kind of get there, you don't know what you're gonna pose them like, and you're like, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Hope I can make her look good. Like,
so what happened after that shoot? Like, did you go out and market boudoir, or how did you kind of get into boudoir photography?
This was still like 10 years ago, and I still like didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was still not confident in like what I was doing. I didn't think I could get enough people to want to do boudoir, so I just kept trying to go after weddings. And so I really just kept kind of putting that wedding stuff out there, not even really considering what I could do with boudoir. So is that the question?
Yeah, I guess so for me, I shot my first boudoir shoot and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this and I want to transition into just shooting boudoir. And I don't know if your story's the same, but I'm just curious, like, what kind of, like, did that shoot make you want to do more of it, or did something in particular make you want to do more?
Well, I think I was still at the point of just wanting to practice and kind of be creative and do whatever came at me.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't always like what I love to do, and I was just still trying to be a photographer, and like, it was just like the word of mouth thing, and like I threw some stuff out on Facebook and would hope like friends or people would like want to book me or like pay me something to shoot, and still like really didn't feel like I could call myself a photographer. Like, I was still just not confident, and it was really like, honestly, when I've started finding your stuff and the beginning of this year when I joined Certified, I just finally like clicked, and it finally was like, oh, maybe I should just focus on this. Maybe I should not try to do a million things. Maybe I should like put my efforts into this, and like it's what I really love to do. And I was able to finally make all of that come together. And it sucks that it took me so long to like get it together, but this year has just been like a 180 from where I was, like even just last year, even like 4 years. Like I was in this relationship and I feel like I was just really held back, and felt like once I finally was able to find Certified program and like get it all together, everything just started falling in place for me. And so, I mean, I'm like forever grateful. It's just like my life is like, I'm in my own apartment right now. I've never had this before. Like I made it decorated. I'm like making it look cute because I've never been able to do this before, and it's so exciting for me.
That's awesome. I love it. So I never knew that. Like I thought you were kind of already into boudoir, but it sounds like you kind of were, but like the program made you like really focus.
Yeah, I was kind of doing it. Like I would still, like I did a model call in El Paso, and I lived there for like 2.5 years. When I kind of first moved there, did a model call, but didn't make any money. I didn't know how to do it well. So I did that, and I did love it, but then I was still shooting weddings. I was still thinking like, oh, I guess I need to shoot weddings to make money. And so I wasn't just focusing on boudoir, and it wasn't really until this year that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like do the boudoir thing. So yeah, for a long time I was still just doing everything. Really.
And if you don't mind, I kind of want to dive in. You were saying something about like you had a significant other that maybe was holding you back or something. Like, is there any advice you would give to anyone who maybe thinks they're in a similar situation?
Oh gosh.
I know that can be hard because situations are very different, but
yeah.
Like just from your experience.
From my experience, I just knew in my gut that it just wasn't right. I knew that I could be doing more. I knew that I was feeling held back, and I knew it was because of that relationship. And he was great, but it was like we just weren't meant to be together. And when you're in a situation like that where you're not living up to like your full potential, like you feel those like blocks and those like creative blocks. And like I've just so like realized that like this year, like that I was really stunted for a long time, and like feeling self-conscious about myself, and like had really low self-esteem, and not just this past relationship, but like all the ones I've had before. Like I just had like no confidence in like myself. And like,
because like meeting you at Boudoir Camp Live, like you have so much confidence. Like I didn't know you before really, so that's
I think I kind of hide it I guess when I'm around people that are like me, I kind of can bring that out. But even at Boudoir Camp, it was like I'm not myself. I was not myself in those relationships, I feel like. So that's when, like at Boudoir Camp, that was me. So like I felt like I could be myself and be comfortable around people that knew what I was into, knew like related to the same thing. So that's probably why I didn't come off as, but it was also still like kind of, was Boudoir Camp, was it before Certified or was it after?
It was in April, and I think you joined Certified in
February. Yeah, okay. So I had already met those girls from Certified, so I was, and I was feeling like I knew what I was doing. So that was like the beginning stages of like this whole transformational year.
I love it. That sounds so cool. I love it. That's so great. I'm so happy for you. Like you just seem really happy and confident, and yeah.
I really am. Like it's just so amazing like what happens when you finally like start doing what you really love and like what your heart like calls you to do. So it's just like everything starts falling into place, and it's just really amazing.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that's so true. Yeah. You can't settle. You have to do, and you can make, I believe like you can really make anything work. Like that's why you have to pick what you are passionate about, for sure.
Yeah.
So okay, so you enrolled in Certified in, like end of January or February, I believe. So what, did you have any hesitations before joining? What were those hesitations? I know that's like a long time to think back.
Yeah. Well, of course I was like, didn't have any money to pay for it. Like, I was like, is this going to be worth it if I do this? But like, I was already following a lot of your stuff, and I just knew I needed the accountability factor, and that is really what sold me on it. Like I was like, I've been wanting to do this, and I've wanted to make this photography thing my career for like as long as I can remember, and I just didn't know how to do it. And I think what it was really like the accountability, and like that's kind of helped me put all the steps together. Like I just had all the pieces, I just couldn't make it work, like, and I just didn't know what I was doing until Certified. Like I mean,
it's kind of like I'm kind of fresh to this because I actually recently just hired a personal trainer, and what you're saying is sort of similar. Like I have all the pieces. It's like I know what to exercise, like I know what to eat, all this stuff, but like I wasn't doing it until I had somebody like kicking my butt. The accountability.
I'm kind of the same way when it comes to like exercising and eating healthy. Like it's like I can never put it all together.
I think it's all really the same. Like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So what you're saying is so true. Like you have all these pieces. Yeah. So what part of the accountability or like what part of Certified do you like the best?
well, now since I've graduated, I really like, I know you say it in there a lot, but I love how everyone just helps everybody.
Yeah, I love that.
It's the greatest group. Like, and everyone is like, because they've all done the certified program, they're so like capable of like providing information that is helpful.
That's actually a really good point though. Like, because some groups, you know, everyone's kind of doing their own thing, and so none of it really actually maybe would even work for what you're doing, you know, but everyone's on the same path. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where like I post like all my questions about photography. I'm like, what would you guys do? And everyone is like real quick to be like, this is what you should do. I'm like, this is great, because it's like, you know, it's like having your own personal like mastermind group, and you know, on like a, well, not a bigger scale, but it's, you know, it's just, you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, totally. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people post in there, like, first of all, everyone, we actually looked at the group statistics recently. 100% of the group members are active. We're like, what? Yeah, I don't think I've ever like been in a group where like every single person, like that means like they have to post like at least once a month or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And but yeah, I think that just goes to show, and like the group is so active. Like I love that people will post like, I'm in it, like I'm about to have a sales session and like I need help, and then people will like,
yes. It's so good. It's like really awesome what you've built, and I mean it's just gonna keep growing. I mean, it's really
amazing. We got so many plans for the new year. I'm so excited.
You know, I'm on board.
You know, I'm on board. No, seriously though, like I just love the community, and I'm so glad that you're part of it. It makes it even better. So let's see. Okay, so your favorite part was the accountability and just like the group. And which technique from Certified are you kind of liking the best?
Let's see. I think it's really helped me with my marketing, and I guess being consistent with it.
That's good consistency, yeah.
Yeah, and I use the flash sales a lot. When I first started Certified, I did do the model calls a lot, and I'm probably going to do one soon, but I really like the flash sales because, you know, that's what's kind of helped me the most get bookings. And my group is huge, and that's what I think I started it because it's certified, or maybe I had one a little bit before, but
how many members do you think you had before, or maybe you don't remember?
Oh gosh, it was probably less than 1,000.
And how many do you have now?
Like 3,200.
Nice.
Yeah.
I always see your posts, like they're really engaging. They're really good.
And I schedule my shit and like, sorry.
No, I love it. You can swear all you want.
That is really what has, I mean, I just love being able to like schedule out my posts in a group. I do it like, I need to do it today, but you know, it's so nice not to be able to think about it. And the group is just such a workhorse for me to like get bookings, and like, it's so engaging in there. And like the women that I meet in my town, I just actually went to this networking thing last week, and a couple of the ladies that were at my table, they're like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm a boudoir photographer. And she was like, are you Jess Jones? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm in your group. And I was like, oh my God, well, here's a complimentary shoot card.
That's amazing. Good job on the complimentary card. Yeah, I
made some, and I just kind of carry them to like events and stuff. And doing the events have like that's kind of for marketing camp, but we talk about it a lot in Certified too. But I've started doing these like trade shows and stuff, and that has been super helpful for me. I've never done it before, and it's like I'm at the point now where I'm just trying to like go to these events so people kind of put the face to the business.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at now, and like the flash sales and like the events and stuff that I learned about in Certified have definitely like taken me throughout this year.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah.
I love the mixture of like having this group, but then also going offline so that people know like you're a real person.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure people might post in that group like, oh, it was so cool running into you or something, and then everyone's like, oh, she's real.
Yeah, well, when I did like my last Grow the Group contest, someone had commented in there, I didn't really think anything of it, but they were like, is this just a sales group, or is this like, I was like, no, I'm a real person. Like I like post in here as a group of like, we all kind of encourage each other. Like it was someone, I guess someone had added them and they're like, what is this? I'm like, it is. Like, it's not weird. Like, and it's so great because like when someone does post something negative, my other group members are like quick to be like, Jess is awesome. Like, and they're like, did you see this? I'm like, oh, let me fix this. Like,
that's when you know you've grown an awesome tribe. And I can tell that with your posts because everyone's super engaged. And I'm not sure if this is something that you do too, but I noticed in Certified, like everyone kind of joins each other's groups and like helps each other with what to post and stuff. Is that something that you've done?
I get so much inspiration from like other members of Certified on like what to post, you know, and no one is really like, oh, don't copy my stuff. Like, but everyone's also really good about not copying and like changing it up and like, but using a format that works. Like there's one just that was posted recently that I'm about to try, and it's, you know, posting something at the top and then like doing the spacing down to like your real message kind of thing.
Was that fun? I think I saw her do like a dot thing.
I saw, well, maybe, I don't know, everybody's doing it now. So I think I first saw Cassie do it, and then like, and I haven't seen Savon's, but I think, isn't she the one that did the her sales thing? Her like, how her sales steps. You could post it.
I'm like, I don't know.
I know. Well, I wanted to ask because I wanted to read it.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's seriously like, yeah, I couldn't be more proud of the awesome community that we've all made. So, and okay, so you were telling me before we started like recording or whatever, that your average sale was $300, and that was before Certified?
Before Certified, yeah. I mean, probably around $300, you know, including hair and makeup. Gave them all the digitals.
You have everything.
Because, you know, because no one else would ever pay for what I charge now, you know? It's just crazy, like, how you just don't even know until you do it. And you're like, oh, I can do this.
That's awesome. And what's your average sale now?
Now it's probably around $1,200 to $1,500.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. Do you know what your like biggest sale is that you've ever had?
Oh gosh. Probably 2,500-ish.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm excited.
That's awesome. And is there anything you would say to, or like, what would you say to somebody who's on the fence about like joining our awesome Boudoir Certified community?
Oh gosh, just do it. It's like I talk to people all the time about like what I do and like how I came to do it, and they're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, you know, it's the best decision that I ever made for my business and myself. Like, I don't know where, you know, everyone's on their own personal journey, and whenever it comes time to like, you know, whenever they've had enough of like not making money.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying though.
Whenever they've like, you know, have exhausted all of their other plans, like, and they just are spinning wheels and like not knowing what to do and like how to make this work. Like, I just learned everything that I'm doing now from Certified, and it just has like grown into this like branch, like you said about the other members, like we kind of branch out and like, you know, we'll take what you've taught us and like kind of tweak something, or like maybe learn an extra step for, you know, and it just all kind of helps me. It just clicks now, and like it's just so refreshing to like feel like I know what I'm doing. And so if you're like an artist who's like struggling, you should definitely, you know, there's no need to struggle. Like you can still do your art and like still have a business that you love and like be able to support yourself and like your family. And there's so many girls in Certified that have kids. Like I don't have any kids, but like there are many in there that were struggling and didn't know how they were gonna like pay for Christmas or whatever, or even just like their electricity and, you know, basic stuff. And like now they're thriving. like Sandra, like I know she's got like 4 kids or something, and I know she's had some struggles, but like she is like doing awesome.
I know.
And there's just so many people in there that, you know, just took that leap of faith and are really like, it's just amazing to like see what everyone's doing. It's just great. It's really great.
It's really great. I love that you brought up Sandra too, because yeah, well, I mean, I'm so proud of everyone in the group, but yeah, I mean, she's just, it's like so inspiring, what you've been able to do, what she's been able to do. And yeah, I mean, like you said, you know, I don't have kids either, but I would say the majority of the people actually do. Like, I would say like probably at least 90%, like almost everyone.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, it's crazy how you can find the time, you can make it work. And
yeah, it's just, if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. And, you know, honestly, I took out a loan to do it because I knew it was going to be worth it. And I paid it back within a month. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, it's totally worth it. You know, it's worth every penny that I spent on it, and then some. So, got something awesome here.
I love it. Oh, that's so awesome. I love that you paid it back in a month. That is so cool. And it's so true too. Like, sometimes you know, people call it a risk. They're like, oh, well, you know, it's a risk for me to join, you know, but like, to me, it's not, because it's an investment, and like, you will make your money back if you're willing to put in the time.
Yeah, I was talking to someone recently, and I was like, well, you know, I paid for college. I still have student loans. Like, I'm working on them. But I didn't learn half as much on how to run a business as I did when I joined Certified. Like, I think you may have like heard me comment that before, but like, I legit, like, I went to school for marketing and like still didn't know how to put my business together. Like, you know, it's an investment in your education. Like, and if you are, maybe you haven't gone to college yet, or maybe you're like, oh, is this gonna be worth it? Like, maybe you should just get a certification and do boudoir. Like, if that's what you really love to do, like, I've thought about like going back to get my master's, but I'm like, that would kind of probably be a waste of money. Like, and I would just be in more debt. Like, honestly, I mean, I'm not telling people not to go to college, but
I'm like, I am. Because I went to college, and, you know, I can't say my program because obviously I'm biased, but like, I did learn way more outside of college, and I also studied marketing. And Julie in the program, she's just graduating with her nursing degree, and she's actually deciding just to pursue boudoir after going through the program. Like, that to me is crazy.
That's awesome.
I like crazy good.
Yeah, crazy good. Like, because what you have is like such a great program, and like, people are really making it. People are making it happen for themselves, and it's awesome.
Oh, that's just like tingles. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's always super fun chatting with you. I'm sad that we didn't have any cool like freeze frames today, but but hopefully next time.
To share them in the group.
And you're going to Boudie camp, are you?
Yes, I will be there. I'm staying with Cassie and a couple of the girls who certified.
Awesome. That's so cool. You are going to be blown away this year, by the way, because we have some like pretty special stuff.
Nice. I'm excited. It was fun last year, and it was, I'm excied to see what you do this year. The like location itself looks really cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. Austin, I'm super excited. I'm hoping for some
in Austin.
I'm hoping for some Austin-y touches. That's all I can say.
I like it.
We're doing line dancing, just kidding.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I will probably talk to you in the group in the next couple of hours. So have a good one, and I will talk to you later. Thanks again.